Imagine a world where women's voices have always been heard, not as whispers, but as roars of strength, intelligence, and resilience. A world where their stories aren't just told, but are celebrated, understood, and acted upon. In Voices of Powerful Women, Zoe Sallis offers us an invitation into this world, weaving together the untold stories of women who have shaped history, culture, and the very essence of what it means to be powerful. This isn't just another collection of biographies or a simple recounting of accomplishments. No, Sallis brings to life the inner workings of powerful women, from those who wielded influence in quiet ways to those who boldly changed the course of history. The voices she amplifies belong not only to famous leaders and iconic figures, but also to the forgotten heroines who forged paths in silence, behind the scenes, or even under oppressive circumstances. The question that Voices of Powerful Women raises is not just, what did these women do, but what can we learn from their voices? These voices, the ones that were often muted, suppressed, or misunderstood, are finally being given their due attention. In a world that is continually evolving, this book provides a much-needed perspective on the pivotal roles women have played in shaping our societies, offering lessons that are both timeless and urgent. But beyond the politics, beyond the public roles, Sallis also dives deep into the personal lives and emotional landscapes of these women. She invites us to consider what it means to be powerful in a world that often seeks to undermine that power. She takes us on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, encouraging us to see that the true essence of power isn't about domination, but about embracing one's voice, an internal power that radiates outward, affecting change in every sphere of life. Let's step into the minds of some of the most remarkable women in history. Voices of Powerful Women allows us to experience their triumphs and challenges, their unspoken dreams and silent battles. As you listen to the powerful lessons in this book, you might find yourself asking, what power lies dormant in me? How can I elevate my own voice in a world that often silences me? The richness of these voices is a reminder that power is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It doesn't belong only to the loudest, most visible individuals. Instead, it resides within each of us, waiting to be acknowledged, nurtured, and unleashed. As you journey through these pages, prepare to be captivated not just by the stories of extraordinary women, but by the profound truth that each of us has the ability to make a lasting impact, whether it's in the boardroom, at the front lines of social change, or within our own homes. The women Sallis introduces us to are not just relics of the past. They are living, breathing symbols of what it means to find your voice, claim your power, and change the world in your own way. Chapter 1. Introduction. The power of her story. In the opening chapter, Zoe Sallis sets the stage by explaining the power of storytelling in shaping the narrative around women. She discusses how powerful women's voices have often been silenced or overlooked throughout history. However, in this book, Sallis aims to amplify these voices, allowing the readers to hear firsthand from women who have shaped industries, communities, and cultures. The introduction is not just an overview of the book, but a powerful call to action for readers to reflect on their own definitions of power and strength. Sallis reflects on her own experiences and sets the tone for the book. Each woman featured is a voice worth listening to, someone who defied norms, expectations, and barriers. The chapter touches on the importance of mentorship, role models, and the ripple effect of one woman's story on others. It's a beautiful reminder that every woman's voice has the potential to inspire change and spark transformation. Chapter 2. Maya Angelou, the Voice of Resilience. The second chapter is dedicated to one of the most iconic figures of the 20th century, Maya Angelou. Sallis captures the essence of Angelou's powerful voice, one that transcended poetry, activism, and literature. Through an exploration of Angelou's childhood trauma, rise to fame, and activism, Sallis shows how the poet's life was a testament to resilience and the human spirit's ability to overcome hardship. Angelou's story is one of struggle and triumph, but it's also a story about the power of words. As a writer, Angelou used language to heal, connect, and advocate for justice. Sallis includes some of Angelou's most memorable quotes, exploring how her poetry became a tool for empowerment not just for women but for marginalized communities everywhere. The chapter also delves into Angelou's influence as a public speaker, describing how her speeches and writings became a source of solace and inspiration to millions. Chapter 3. Oprah Winfrey, the Queen of Empathy. Next, Sallis takes us through the life of Oprah Winfrey, a woman who needs little introduction. As one of the most influential figures of the modern era, Oprah's story is filled with triumphs, challenges, and lessons in resilience. Sallis examines how Oprah's upbringing in poverty and abuse never defined her future. Instead, she used her experiences to connect with people on a deeply empathetic level. Oprah's strength lies not just in her media empire but in her ability to genuinely listen and relate to people. Sallis explores the key moments in Oprah's career, from her early days as a television host to her groundbreaking interviews with celebrities and world leaders. Oprah's vulnerability and authenticity made her a role model for millions of women, showing that it's okay to be imperfect as long as you are driven by a desire to create positive change. The chapter also explores Oprah's philanthropic work, which further exemplifies her belief in giving back to communities and empowering others to reach their potential. Through Oprah's story, Sallis reveals the quiet strength that comes from nurturing others and leading with empathy. Chapter 4. Malala Yousafzai, the young activist who stood up for education. In Chapter 4, we meet Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate, who became a global symbol of courage and advocacy for girls' education. Malala's story is one of survival and activism. Sallis delves into the moment that changed Malala's life forever, the day she was shot by the Taliban for speaking out about the importance of education for girls. Sallis describes how, even in the face of unimaginable adversity, Malala refused to be silenced. Her recovery after the attack only strengthened her resolve to fight for the rights of girls everywhere. Through interviews, speeches, and her memoir, I Am Malala, she became a beacon of hope and inspiration to millions of young girls and women, proving that age does not define the power of one's voice. The chapter emphasizes how Malala's work is about more than education. It's about fighting for the fundamental human right to equality and opportunity. Sallis also touches on the international impact of Malala's activism, highlighting how her campaign has sparked worldwide conversations about the importance of education in empowering women. Chapter 5. Angela Merkel, the leader who changed Europe. Sallis turns her attention to Angela Merkel, the former Chancellor of Germany, who is regarded as one of the most powerful women in the world for over a decade. In this chapter, she explores Merkel's rise to political prominence and the unique leadership style she brought to the global stage. Merkel's story is one of quiet determination. Unlike many politicians, she was not known for flamboyant speeches or charismatic public appearances. Instead, she was known for her pragmatism, intellect, and ability to solve complex problems. Sallis examines how Merkel navigated challenges such as the European debt crisis, the migrant crisis, and her leadership in shaping the European Union's policies. The chapter also delves into how Merkel's scientific background, she holds a doctorate in physics, contributed to her methodical, logical approach to problem-solving. Merkel's leadership, while often understated, had an indelible impact on global politics. Through her, Sallis shows that strength doesn't always need to be loud. Sometimes, it's the quiet, steady presence that creates lasting change. Chapter 6. Serena Williams, the champion who defied the odds. In Chapter 6, Sallis celebrates the legendary career of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players in history. Williams' journey to greatness is filled with both remarkable achievements and personal struggles, making her story one of triumph over adversity. Sallis explores how Serena defied the odds, not only because of her physical talent, but also because of her mental toughness. From facing racism and sexism in her career to overcoming personal challenges in her private life, Serena Williams has always remained focused on her goals. Sallis highlights the fierce determination Williams displayed in breaking records and setting new standards for women in sports. The chapter also delves into the importance of self-belief and self-care in Serena's journey. Williams has used her platform to advocate for equality in sports, particularly in addressing gender disparities in prize money and media coverage. Her story is a powerful testament to the importance of resilience, hard work, and the willingness to push past obstacles to achieve greatness. Chapter 7. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Trailblazer for Gender Equality. In this chapter, Sallis delves into the life and legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the U.S. Supreme Court Justice who dedicated her career to advocating for gender equality and civil rights. Ginsburg's path to the Supreme Court was paved with challenges, including discrimination, but her unwavering commitment to justice allowed her to break barriers and become a symbol of tenacity and progress. Sallis highlights Ginsburg's role in landmark cases that advanced women's rights and civil liberties, such as United States v. Virginia, which struck down the male-only admissions policy at the Virginia Military Institute. Ginsburg's work fundamentally reshaped the legal landscape, demonstrating how one individual's legal expertise can have a profound effect on the rights of entire groups of people. The chapter also touches on Ginsburg's deep respect for the law, her work ethic, and the way she handled personal adversity with grace and dignity. Ginsburg's legacy serves as a reminder that true power comes from standing up for justice, even when the road is long and challenging. Chapter 8. Emma Watson, the Advocate for Gender Equality. In Chapter 8, Sallis explores the life and career of Emma Watson, an actress, activist, and UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. Most known for her role as Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series, Emma Watson has used her fame and platform to champion gender equality and social justice causes. This chapter delves into her transition from a child star to a global activist, focusing particularly on her role in launching the He for She campaign, which encourages men to become allies in the fight for gender equality. Sallis reflects on Watson's authenticity and commitment to making a difference, emphasizing her careful approach to activism. Unlike many other celebrities who may limit their involvement to charity appearances, Watson's work is deeply intellectual, constantly drawing on her education at Brown University and her well-researched positions on feminism. Sallis contrasts Watson's early career as a budding actress with her later years spent building a voice of influence that calls for systemic change and gender parity, both in the entertainment industry and beyond. This chapter also highlights some of Watson's challenges, particularly the backlash she faced for her outspoken feminism and how she navigated criticism and public scrutiny. Through Watson's story, Sallis demonstrates how powerful women can use their voices in ways that lead to significant social shifts and how the intersections of celebrity, intelligence, and passion can be harnessed to further important causes. Chapter 9. Michelle Obama, the woman who redefined First Ladyhood. In Chapter 9, the spotlight is on Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States, whose powerful influence went far beyond traditional political roles. As the first African-American First Lady, Michelle Obama redefined what it meant to be in the White House, using her position to speak out on issues related to education, health, race, and gender. Sallis explores Obama's personal journey, from her roots in Chicago to becoming one of the most influential and admired women in the world. One of the key themes in this chapter is Michelle Obama's commitment to education and the empowerment of young people. Through her Let's Move initiative, she fought childhood obesity, and through Reach Higher, she encouraged high school students to pursue higher education. The chapter also focuses on her memoir, Becoming, and how it encapsulates her story in a way that resonates deeply with readers. Sallis touches on the vulnerability and authenticity that Michelle Obama brings to her narrative, making her story relatable and inspiring for millions. From balancing motherhood with a demanding career to navigating the complexities of public life, Obama's strength comes from her ability to stay grounded in her values while navigating challenges. Sallis emphasizes the powerful role of Michelle Obama as a voice of empowerment, one that transcends the political realm to become a global advocate for women and girls. Chapter 10: Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first elected female head of state. In Chapter 10, Sallis turns her focus to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president of Liberia and Africa's first elected female head of state. Sirleaf's journey is one of immense political and personal resilience, particularly considering the context of Liberia's brutal civil war and its fragile post-conflict recovery. Sallis explores Sirleaf's rise to power in a nation torn apart by conflict, emphasizing her pivotal role in rebuilding Liberia's infrastructure and global reputation. She also touches on Sirleaf's experiences as a trailblazer for women in politics, showing how she broke down barriers in a male-dominated political environment. Sirleaf's story highlights the importance of women in leadership roles, especially in post-conflict nations, and how their contributions can help steer countries toward peace, stability, and prosperity. The chapter also covers the challenges Sirleaf faced as a woman in a leadership position, the constant scrutiny, the political opposition, and the pressure to live up to expectations. Sallis beautifully captures Sirleaf's grace under pressure, as well as her unyielding commitment to improving the lives of Liberians. Through her powerful leadership, Sirleaf proved that a woman could lead in difficult, often hostile environments and make a real difference. Chapter 11: Indra Nooyi, the business executive who changed corporate culture. Indra Nooyi is the subject of Chapter 13, where Sallis explores the incredible journey of one of the most powerful women in business. As the former CEO of PepsiCo, Nooyi broke numerous glass ceilings throughout her career. Sallis delves into her work in transforming PepsiCo into one of the most innovative and socially responsible companies in the world. This chapter highlights Nooyi's strategic leadership and her focus on sustainability and health, factors that were ahead of their time in the corporate world. Under her leadership, PepsiCo expanded into healthier food and beverage options and prioritized environmental sustainability, demonstrating that corporate success doesn't have to come at the cost of societal responsibility. Sallis also touches on the personal side of Nooyi's leadership, including the balance she had to strike between her role as a mother and a CEO. The challenges of leading a global corporation while also navigating the complexities of cultural expectations for women are addressed with empathy and insight. Nooyi's story is a powerful testament to the impact women can have in the traditionally male-dominated world of business. Through her vision, determination, and innovative strategies, Nooyi changed the trajectory of PepsiCo and set a new standard for women in corporate leadership. Chapter 12: Sheryl Sandberg, the Silicon Valley powerhouse. In Chapter 12, Sallis delves into the life and impact of Sheryl Sandberg, the former COO of Facebook and author of Lean In. Sandberg is known for her work in Silicon Valley, where she reshaped the landscape of technology and corporate leadership, advocating for greater representation of women in leadership roles and encouraging women to step up and take charge in their careers. Sallis explores how Sandberg's rise to the top of one of the world's most influential companies was shaped by her education, work experience, and the support of mentors. Sandberg is also known for her advocacy of women's leadership and empowerment, particularly through her book Lean In, which sparked a worldwide conversation about women in the workplace and the barriers they face. The chapter explores Sandberg's vulnerability, particularly when she faced the sudden loss of her husband, Dave Goldberg, and how this personal tragedy led to her advocating for broader conversations around grief and resilience. Through Sandberg's experience, Sallis discusses the importance of leaning into both career ambitions and personal challenges with courage and vulnerability. Chapter 13: Aung San Suu Kyi, the Peaceful Revolutionist. In Chapter 13, Sallis takes us to Burma, Myanmar, to explore the life of Aung San Suu Kyi, one of the most prominent figures in global politics and a symbol of peaceful resistance. Known for her nonviolent struggle against Myanmar's military dictatorship, Aung San Suu Kyi spent many years under house arrest for her activism before eventually becoming the leader of her country. Sallis captures the elegance and determination of Aung San Suu Kyi as she fought for democracy, human rights, and freedom. Her calm and collected approach to activism, alongside her deep understanding of her country's culture and history, made her a revered figure in both Myanmar and the international community. However, the chapter also explores the complexities of Aung San Suu Kyi's leadership, particularly in relation to the ethnic tensions and human rights violations that arose during her time in power. Sallis offers a nuanced reflection on Aung San Suu Kyi's legacy, recognizing both the admiration she garnered for her peaceful revolution and the criticisms she faced once in power. Chapter 14: The Power of Mentorship and Collaboration. The final chapter of the book zooms out to discuss the collective power of mentorship and collaboration among women. Sallis highlights how women, both individually and as a group, have been able to overcome obstacles by supporting each other, lifting one another up, and working together. She discusses how mentorship, networking, and sharing wisdom across generations can make a difference in fostering empowerment and paving the way for future leaders. Sallis reflects on how the voices of powerful women are not just about individual accomplishments, but the shared strength and support that exists when women work together. The chapter emphasizes that the future is bright because of these interconnected networks of women who are committed to seeing one another succeed. Zoe Sallis' Voices of Powerful Women is not just a collection of stories, it's a movement in itself. The book, like a tapestry, weaves together the voices of women who have not only changed the course of history, but have also carved paths where there were none. From leaders in politics and business to groundbreakers in the arts and activism, these powerful women share a common thread: resilience, courage, and the unrelenting pursuit of justice and equality. And through these stories, Sallis reminds us that the world's history has been shaped, in immeasurable ways, by the voices of powerful women. The culmination of this remarkable journey through the lives of influential women echoes a call to action for readers. It reminds us that the fight for gender equality is not over. It's ongoing, with new challenges emerging daily, but the presence of these remarkable women reminds us that change is possible and that the power to create change lies within us all. Through their voices, we are invited to listen, learn, and be inspired to continue shaping the future. What makes Voices of Powerful Women such a vital work is not just the diverse backgrounds and experiences of its subjects, but how each woman's story serves as a testament to the perseverance of the human spirit. These women were, and continue to be, pioneers who rose above societal constraints, smashed glass ceilings, and transformed entire industries. Yet, their stories are not just about personal triumph. They're a reflection of collective progress. The accomplishments of these women are proof of what can be achieved when barriers are dismantled and when society begins to recognize and nurture the full potential of every individual, regardless of gender. As the book draws to its conclusion, Sallis leaves us with a resounding truth. The voices of these women are not just historical, they are alive, vibrant, and crucial in shaping the future. The legacies of these women continue to reverberate in the conversations of today, in the boardrooms, the classrooms, the laboratories, the streets, and the media. The empowerment of women is no longer a future aspiration. It is a present reality that continues to gain momentum, and we must all take part in amplifying these voices. One of the most striking aspects of Voices of Powerful Women is the way Sallis highlights how these women are not perfect heroes, but individuals who have faced setbacks, struggled with doubts, and confronted failure, just like anyone else. This humanization of powerful women allows readers to see themselves reflected in these stories. It challenges the misconception that greatness is reserved for a select few, showing that anyone, regardless of their starting point, can achieve remarkable things. These stories serve as a testament to the potential within all of us, especially women, to achieve greatness. Moreover, Sallis doesn't shy away from the complexities of each woman's journey. In fact, it is in these complexities that the true power of their voices is found. Whether it is the personal sacrifices they made, the relentless battles they fought, or the deep personal costs of their success, the stories in this book invite us to grapple with the full, unfiltered reality of what it means to be a powerful woman in a world that often resists change. In doing so, Sallis reinforces a crucial point. Power, in any form, is not easily won. It is the product of grit, determination, and an unwavering belief in one's own value, no matter how many times the world might try to convince them otherwise. Perhaps the most profound aspect of Voices of Powerful Women is its call for solidarity. The stories of these women are not isolated. They are part of a global movement toward equality, a movement that has been shaped by the voices of women who came before and will continue to be shaped by those who will come after. This book is a celebration not only of individual achievements, but of the power of community and the collective voice. It serves as a reminder that when women rise, they rise together, lifting each other up, sharing their wisdom, and working toward a future where the opportunities for women are boundless, regardless of their race, background, or socioeconomic status. The closing chapters of the book make it clear that we are all connected in this shared journey toward empowerment and equality. The voices of these powerful women echo not just in the pages of history, but in every space where women continue to fight for their rightful place. These voices resonate in every woman who speaks out, who challenges injustice, who leads with integrity, and who refuses to accept the status quo. As we hear these voices, we are reminded that the power to create change lies within each of us. Sallis has not simply written a book about powerful women, she has written a call to action. The final message is one of hope and urgency. The work is far from finished, but the momentum is undeniable. The world is full of extraordinary women whose voices deserve to be heard. And each of us, whether we are women or allies, can play a role in ensuring that these voices continue to rise, persist, and inspire. In the final pages of Voices of Powerful Women, Sallis leaves us with a powerful question: what will you do with your voice? This question isn't rhetorical, it's an invitation. An invitation to find our own voices and use them to create change. Whether through activism, art, entrepreneurship, politics, or simply in our daily interactions, we each have a voice that has the potential to shape the world. The voices of powerful women throughout history have shown us that one voice can change the world, and now it is our turn to add our voices to the chorus. As we close the book, we are not simply walking away from the stories of these extraordinary women. We are walking away with the knowledge that we, too, have the power to change the narrative. We are left with the understanding that empowerment is not a destination, but a journey that continues, and one in which we all have a part to play. Voices of Powerful Women does more than celebrate the past. It propels us into the future, reminding us that the fight for gender equality, for women's rights, and for true empowerment is an ongoing mission. By amplifying the voices of powerful women, Sallis has gifted us not only a profound collection of stories, but a blueprint for action, a roadmap for how we can contribute to the creation of a more just, equal, and empowered world. And in the end, it is the voices of women, united in strength, resilience, and hope, that will continue to shape the world for generations to come. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Happy learning!